find a VIP area. So if you're already a member, that's just going to be added in there. Actually, it already has been added. We've been holding the room for the past couple of weeks, but this is the first time I'm really making it public to all of you. There is a link below in the description where you can try it out if you want. See what we're talking about in the room. You'll basically see this chart setup with the market internals and my thinkorswim charts. We'll talk about the markets. We'll talk about the trade setups kind of as they occur in the morning. I've been trying to answer questions throughout that the trading session and just kind of provide my insights and some commentary as I'm going through the morning trading. So, if you're interested, you can check that out via the link below in the description. This week we've got a fair amount of stuff going on. Probably the most notable is Wednesday. We have the FOMC meeting announcement in the afternoon, so the morning will typically be pretty slow. Thursday, Friday, we've got GDP, jobless claims, income and outlays. So there's a few things that could really push this market, and given that we're at a point or an area that is more likely to take off or sell off from, I would anticipate that we see some sort of bigger move later in the week. So we've been in this nice tight uptrend, becoming a little bit wider. If I were to draw just some simple trend lines, kind of, we'll go back from here and then we'll draw up like this, and you can kind of see how, if I use some of these highs over here, we have kind of a widening formation. Even if I come down and kind of cut between some of these highs and get to the top of these, you can see how it's almost getting into that widening formation, and especially with this big sideways consolidation, this rectangle here. So it's not going to last forever, and because we're touching these previous highs and we really haven't been able to break out and stay out of a high, get a close above these highs back here, it's going to take a serious move by the bulls to push us higher. So nice little hammer on the day, but when we look at the other indices and when we look at individual stocks, you're not seeing that pattern. So, the SPY, we have a nice little hammer. We did not break the swing low yet, but if we go to, the Dow is going to mimic the SPY, basically the same. But aside from those two indices, looking at the rest of the top line figures, the NASDAQ has come down and kind of made a little double bottom inside day today, and then the Russell is just kind of moved sideways, and certainly relative to the S&P, if we look at where the Russell's at relative to the prior highs, and then we go look at the S&P, on a longer term perspective, the small caps are much lower, even though the Russell itself is kind of sitting closer to highs compared to where the S&P is. Volatility index is still really low, down to low teens. So I would look for a break of 17 to coincide with the break of a swing low back here, and that would give us momentum to the downside. So tomorrow we'll be opening up the trading session together, and we'll be noting the high and low of today. And seeing if we can get a break. We've had a couple instances where, like back here, where we get these hammer formations, then you get a fake out in the morning and then a failure. So we'll be watching for that. But there's a lot of things that we'll talk about in terms of the market internals that will help give us a guide or a gauge of how likely this move is to sustain itself. So you can look forward to that in the morning. If you want to check it out, click the link below in the description, and we will talk to you then.